أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين محمد وأهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما الإمام المنتظر الحجة الثاني عشر روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد والفرقان الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي زدني علما صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, hope everyone is well. And inshallah, everyone is able to hear me. Now,
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Now, today's session is going to be an introduction session, and as I have all students from year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4, or level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. For this reason, I will try to address each of the actual levels and give them something to take from this lesson. Inshallah, for the year 4, level 4 students, I will have an advanced level 4 for Quranic Arabic as well. However, now as an introduction, now I'm going to show you the two different methods which are used to teach Quranic Arabic. Now, let me emphasize and mention this, that when we say Quranic Arabic, now with Quranic Arabic, it is important to understand that there will be much more focus on the grammar than the conversational part of the Arabic language. And there are two approaches now to understand the Quran, the Quranic Arabic. So I'm going to show you something to give you an introduction now. Now, can everyone see the screen? So I'm going to give you an introduction, quite an intense introduction, so that you know that what I am aiming to achieve from these classes. Now, there are two ways of teaching Quranic Arabic. I want to explain. Now, some people, when they teach Quranic Arabic, they would go through this method. I will explain. So I'm going to explain both of the methods, and I will tell you the method which I will be using to teach. Now, one method is this. Let me just put everyone on mute. So if anyone has a question, just text it in the text box, and I'll take your questions. So there are two methods for people who teach Quranic Arabic. Now, one method is this, which I'm going to show you now. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Now, this is one method. They will say ba. So I request everyone to have a pen and paper with them. If you have a pen and paper with them, that will be much appreciated. Now, method number one. Method number one is this. They say ba means in. And then the seen and the meme, that is a word with alif in the beginning, and the alif is silent, has been dropped. Be ism. So be ism. So ba, in, by, ism, meaning name. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ar-Rahman, the merciful, and Ar-Rahim, the compassionate. So this is one approach. And then they go Al-Hamdu, meaning the praise. Li means to. Allah, for Allah. Rab, Lord. Alameen, the universes. And they'll say Alameen is plural. So what they actually do, one approach, this is one approach. They will say Ar-Rahman, the merciful, Ar-Rahim, the compassionate. Maliki, Lord. Yawm, day. Deen, the day of reckoning. So what they actually do, this is one approach, that they actually just teach you the translation of the words. They just teach you just translation. Alhamdu, the praise, Lillahi, for Allah, Rabb, Lord, Alameen. This is one approach. However, I personally believe that this type of approach is not useful. I don't think it is productive for any student who wants to learn Quranic Arabic. My approach is this, is that if you want to understand Quranic Arabic, it is important for you to understand the sentence construction. Number one, you need to understand the sentence construction. Number two, you need to learn the vocabulary in the ayah of the Quran, whether the word is singular, dual, or plural. Number two. Number three, you need to know the verbs as well. For example, whether the verb is present tense, whether the verb is a command, or whether the verb is in the past tense form. Number three. Number four, you need to understand as well what type of sentence construction we are coming across. Whether the sentence is a sentence which starts with a noun, or whether the sentence starts with a verb. Number five, where are the adjectives? What are the criteria for the adjectives? Where is the doer? Where is the verb? Where is the object? When you know all of these different categories of the grammar, when you approach the Quran, you will appreciate the Quran. There is one, now with the Quran itself, there is a surface level of understanding the Quran, which you read and translate. This is the surface level. Now, some of my students who are in the fourth level, they may be wondering why I have taken so long. For yourself to be able to have a more of a deeper meaning to the Quran, you need to understand the eloquency of the Quran. You can only understand the eloquency of the Quran when you know the Arabic grammar. And when you have also, once you know the Arabic grammar, then the next level of understanding the Quran is called rhetoric, balagha. That comes after you know the actual basic Arabic grammar itself. So this is the actual approach, which I don't guarantee, but inshallah, I will endeavor and try to provide for yourself, that we will go through the past, the verbs, the nouns, the singular, what is the singular of the noun, what is the plural of the noun, and how do you recognize? For example, who is a new student in the class today? A student who hasn't done any Arabic at all. I know some students are in book 1, 2, and 3, and 4, but someone who is new completely, just come on the mic and just show you something itself. You should be able to come. I think I've allowed, yeah, you should be able to come. Anyone? Everyone's feeling a bit shy because of the first lesson today. Okay, go ahead, Sister Asma. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Now, Sister Asma, now I know you may have attended 1 or 2 lessons, but overall, I haven't done this type of Arabic text reading as such. Now, over here now, for example, I'm just going to show you of the actual things which I will try to teach in this session, and inshallah, God willingly. Now, in this sense, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, where is the verb? I'm intentionally doing this just to make yourself familiar that when you want to do Arabic, there is a criteria which has to be followed for it to be very successful class for everyone. So I'm deliberately doing this to yourself. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Where is the verb? Where is the noun? And how do you know this?
Noun is the name of Allah. And the verb is hamd. And the noun is Rab.
Yep.
Alameen as well.
Okay.
Is the noun.
Okay, that's good. Now, Sister Asma, of course, I appreciate Sister Asma coming forward. Now, you see, Sister Asma made a mistake there. She said, alhamdu it's a verb.
No,
She said,
just hamd.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's good because I want you to make a mistake. It's not that I didn't know. I wanted you to make a mistake so that I could explain that what we need to learn itself for us to protect ourselves, to not to make mistakes when we're understanding the Quran in English.
Inshallah.
Now, alhamdu, Sister Asma said it's a verb. The word ham is a verb. Now, inshallah, I'll do this as an introduction today. How do we recognize, because the first thing when we open the Quran is how do we recognize what is a verb? So every language, it has three particles. It has a verb, noun, and particles. Particles are like in, on, above. These are particles. Now, Sister Asma said, alhamdu. Now, the word alif lam, which is going to be part of the first lesson, alif lam, it's meaning the.
Yeah.
Alhamdu, all praise be to Allah. Now, in English language, we never say, for example, I am praising. I am praising. I have never seen this that say I am praising. You either have I am praising or say the praise.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
So these are like mistakes that sometimes people can make when they try to become experts without a jack of all trades, and they have not the experience of the Arabic language or not familiar with the Arabic grammar. So yes, so here alhamdu, it's a noun as well. It's not a verb, because a verb will never have the definite article alif lam. Okay. So this is something really important to know. Now, on this basis, which you have made a mistake, which I'm happy with. Now, I'm going to start the first phase. I'll be using Alan Jones' book as a course syllabus book, meaning the themes which we'll be covering, but I'll be using other content for it to be a intense and a advanced level class and in detailed as well. So Alan Jones' book is going to be just a core book for the syllabus, but I'll be using a more extensive book, more advanced complex book, so that the lessons are understood at a better level and everyone understands it. Okay. Now, this is the first introduction lesson today. This will benefit everyone in all levels. Now, this is essential, and then I'll apply this on the Quran. Okay. Now, it says alamat. Okay, let me just make this. Right, okay, now look at this now. Now, this is a very important, this is our introduction lesson today, okay? Now, over here now, to understand the translation and to be able to work with the Quran, I will try to go through Surah Al-Hamd and then Surah Baqarah with trying to understand the vocabulary and the ayat of the Quran. And also I will give you, once we've done, like, for example, one paragraph or one section of the actual surah, I will then explain the ayat, what is the actual back knowledge and the tafsir of those ayats as well. So it's not only going to be just translations, I will give you the tafsir of those verses as well. So Surah Al-Hamd, I will go through the breakdown. Once I've done the breakdown and explain all the verbs and the nouns and the translations, then I'll give you a tafsir of Surah Al-Hamd as well, inshallah. Now, alamatul ism, the signs of a ism. Now, I'm going to ask someone who is Right. Okay. Now, alamatul ism. Can I request Sister Fizza? Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, Sister Fizza.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Come on the mic. Now, over here now, these are essential for you to understand the Quran. And when you're reading the Quran, to know and to differentiate the words from a noun, a verb, and a preposition. Now, first one, number one, it's Bismillah, read. Can you read?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alamatul ism, signs of an ism. Number one, it is preceded by an alif lam.
Correct.
Example given, ar-rajulu, the man.
Correct. So whenever you have the alif lam, ar-rajulu, and as you know, in Arabic language, there are two types of words when alif lam comes. Huruf shamsi.
And huruf al-qamariya.
Exactly, huruf qamariya. Huruf shamsiya is when the alif and the lam joins a word, and there are 14 letters of the alphabet which come after the alif lam, and the lam becomes silent, and there's a shadda put there. So that's the reason why it's ar-rajulu. And when it's a moon letter, the alif lam is completely pronounced al-kamaru. So al-kamaru and ash-shamsu. So wash-shamsi, wal-dhuhaha, wal-layli idha saja, wal-nahari idha tajalla. Now, wash-shamsi wal-dhuhaha wal-qamari idha talaha. Now, this is a good surah to know the sun letters and the moon letters. Now, whenever alif lam comes, you will immediately know that this word is not a noun, it is a verb. Point number one. Okay, so remember, point number one, whenever alif lam comes, the word will be a noun. Number one. Number two, Sister Fizza.
A noun with, okay, I was writing it down. Number two, it accepts jarrun.
Now,
Example given. Yeah, jarrun. Example given.
Let me explain jarrun. Jarrun means that the word itself at the end takes either a kasra or a kasra tanween. Kasra or a kasra tanween.
Kasra or a kasra tanween.
This is a basic understanding I'm giving to yourself. Kasra or kasra tanween. So, fi bayti zaydinil jadidi.
At the end. Okay. Yeah. Kasra or kasra tanween at the end. Okay.
Now see this. Now this word here, ar-rajulu, has a dhamma at the end. Ar-rajulu, the man.
Right.
And then there's alif lam here, but the last letter of al-jadid is now taking a
kasra.
Kasra. So you see that the alamatul ism, two are applicable. It has the alif lam, and plus the last letter has a
kasra
as well. Okay,
so alif lam and kasra is here.
Yes,
but alif
exactly.
lam and dhamma at the end is, so both are the alamat of ism.
Exactly.
First two alamat. Okay. Got
Number
it.
three.
Number three. There is tanweenun on the last letter.
Exactly.
Example given is rajulun, a man.
Exactly. So always remember that whenever there is a ism, a noun, it will take a tanween. Rajulun, rajulan, rajulin. A verb. You can write this down as well. Write these points down. Please write these points down. A verb will never take any tanween.
A verb will never take any
tanween. Okay. Now I'm gonna go now to the Quran and show you now. Look at this now. You see this now.
Surah Al-Fatiha.
Exactly. Surah Al-Fatiha, first ayah of the Quran. Bismi. Can you see the meme has a kasra now?
Yes.
Mim has a
So,
kasra because of jar. There are particles in the Arabic language which give kasra to the last letter of the word. And ba is one of them.
huruf jar.
Ba is one of them. Huruf jar. Huruf jar are preposition, and as Mawla Ali alayhi salam says, ana nuqtatu
Salli
tahta
ala
al-ba'i.
Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil barja.
Ana nuqtatu tahta al-ba'i. And just passing by, if you actually count the number of letters as well, the number of letters, there are no, if you count each one of them, you will find there are 19 letters. And the night of Shahadat Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, Yom is Shab Zarbat is also 19 as well. If you knew that. So if you count Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, it's 19 letters in total. And
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim has 19 letters.
Yeah. So there's many other things, inshallah, I will try to explain. And ba comes in the meaning of in, and ba also comes in the meaning of assistance as well, by the help. Bismillah, by the help and the assistance of Mawla Ali alayhi salam, I begin the Quran. The name of Allah, the Rahman. Now here, Ar-Rahman, Alif Lam, and the Noon is having a
Kasra again.
Kasra as well. And Ar-Rahimi having a
Kasra
as well.
At the end.
Exactly.
So this is the second point, the jar majroor.
Exactly.
It's all these kasras are because of that b.
Not really, no. I will mention this. You've done. I will explain this later. Why is all of these nouns getting kasra? Is a good question. But remember this question. I will answer that question. That question.
Sure.
Now the next point, it was I want you to show you something else over here now. I'm just trying to explain things, and inshallah I will give you more detail afterwards. Now here it says walahum. Please write this down. I will come back to this again. Don't worry, I'm not going to burden you with too much content, but inshallah I'm just doing an introduction at the moment today. Walahum, wa means and, lahum means for them. The point which I wanted to explain is this here. This word here, adhabun. What can you see here, sister?
Azabun is it ends with tanween, dhamma tanween.
Exactly. This dhamma tanween is the point which I wanted to highlight itself. Adhabun. So whenever you see a dhamma tanween on any word, immediately you will understand that this word is a
noun.
This is a noun, not a
verb.
Ahsanti.
A verb will never take dhamma tanween.
Exactly. Right.
That's the third point you just told us.
Correct. So that's that. And then
Darwaza kholo.
I'm going to ask sister, who am I going to ask? I will ask sister, this one, Zahra. I think she's from Zahra. Would you guys come on the mic? Let's bring then Sister Iffat. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Good to see Sister Iffat. Sister Iffat, are you there? Or Sister Malkut? Not this. Okay. Who is available to come on the mic?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Bismillah, sister, come on the mic. Welcome to the class.
Thank you so much.
So, sister, now next point number 4 is this, that whenever you see this itself, number 4, Bismillah, read.
It ends with the sound ah.
Yes.
Ha.
Now, sound of
sorry.
Ta, yeah. Now, whenever you see this ta, this is called a round ta. In Arabic, we call it ta marbuta. Ta marbuta means round. So whenever you see any word in the Quran with this ta marbuta, it means that the word is a noun, not a verb. A verb will never take a ta marbut at the end. For example, the word alimatun, radiyatun, mujtahidatun, imra'atun. All of these words, whenever this comes, it's always a noun. Like this word kalimatun means a word. So
Okay, sure.
I'll show you in the Quran. For example, I'll give you an easy one because I don't give you a difficult one. I've passed one already, but this one. Fiha azwajum mutahharatun.
Yeah.
Mutahharatun. So mutahharatun means pure, cleansed. Mutahharatun. So here the word mutahharatun has a ta marbuta, and plus it has a tanween on the last letter itself. Correct?
Yes.
So these are
Yes.
the two signs of a noun. And also this word here, ba'udhatun, mosquito.
Okay.
Ba'udhatun.
Okay. So
Has a
isn't
time.
it mutahharatun is the adjective for azwaj? So
Have you studied Arabic language?
no, this is the first time. It's the first time.
Yes, yes, it is. So what type of spouses are they? Mutahharatun. Correct.
Okay.
It's an adjective itself. So inshallah, I will explain how adjectives come in the Arabic language. So for example, now as you've asked the question of adjectives, now adjectives in English are describing words. So in the Arabic language, because it's introduction, I'm just giving you an introduction. Now in the Arabic language, whenever you have a adjective, which is a describing word, it follows the noun which is coming after. So as we know, everyone knows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala name is Allah, correct?
Yep.
Allah's name is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, they're also following with the kasras as well.
Yep.
Okay? So these two names here, both of them are the adjectives of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Now, both of them are the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, one of the sifat, Ar-Rahman, is sifatul amma. Sifatul amma se murad ye hai ke it's an adjective of an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is encompassing all of his creation. Ar-Rahman. And the word Ar-Rahim is a adjective of Allah which is unique and exclusive for the believers itself. Allah is Rahim, Rahman, and He's Rahim with the mu'mineen itself. So this is they say there's in Arabic we call it ni'matul amma, ni'matul amma, and ni'matul khasa. Rahim is ni'matul khasa. Like we, the followers of the Ahlul Bayt salam, we believe. Now, let me explain something, which as this is as the month of Sha'ban, let me explain something. Now, the wilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, the wilayat of Amir al-Mu'mineen Imam Ali alayhi salam is wilayat, is ni'matul khasa. Ni'matul khasa is a special ni'mah for the believers. Now, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is ni'matul amma. Rasulullah is ni'matul amma. He walaqad kana fi Rasulullah uswatun hasana. Inna arsalnaka illa rahmatan lil alameen. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah has said about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is a mercy for mankind. And then from that same mercy, Imam Ali alayhi salam has become a unique mercy for the believers itself. His ni'matul amma and khasa. Ni'matul tamma as well. It's another term we use. Ni'matul tamma, the complete ni'mah. Ni'matul tamma, because in the ayah of Ghadir, al-yawma akmaltu wa atmamtu. That's two words.
Yeah.
Akmaltu,
Yeah.
kamal, and tamam. Kamal and
Yes.
tamam are two words which are being used in the ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by sending Rasulullah, it was ni'matul amma, and then sending Amir al-Mu'mineen Islam, he perfected the ni'mah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Sure.
because that is the perfection of the deen itself. So the Quran itself, it is a hymn of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Our Sunni brothers ulama, they have met. I've forgotten the name of the Sunni Mufassir of the Quran. He says himself that all of the ayat in the Quran which start with Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, all of these ayat, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam is the actual misdaq for these ayats. He says that himself. So this is merits. Inshallah, we'll discuss later. Let's come back. Okay. Now, back to our topic, signs of, and the next one is, sorry, let me just get this working. Next one is tathniyatun and jam'un. So the word tathniyatun and jam'un, tathniya, so in English language, we don't have this concept of dual. Dual is something which indicates upon two individuals. That is called tathniya. And jam'un in English, anything more than one is a plural. Anything more than one is a plural. But in the Arabic language, is not the case. So write this point down as well. Rajulani. Normally, if a noun ends with alif and a noon with a kasra, it represents two. Alif and noon with a kasra. And plural, now this one here, dual and plural, these are common signs. You can write this down. These are two common signs between a verb and a noun. So a verb has a dual and also it has a plural. Just mention this point, and inshallah I'll explain this next time more.
Sure.
Bismillah. Number 7. Bismillah. Let's read this and I'll help you to understand this well.
It is a musnadun ilayh.
Okay, I'll explain that. Now, what this means that in English language, when you say the man, or say, if I said the Quran, if I said the Quran, or I said the Prophet, and it remained quiet, what do you understand by the sentence? Nothing, correct? If I said the man or the Quran, and if it remained quiet, you won't understand anything. But if I say the man is strong, when I say the man is strong, it's a complete sentence, correct? Because in English language, when you put the word is, it completes a sentence because you need two parts of a sentence. So in English language, you have a subject and predicate. Subject and predicate is called, in Arabic, we call it mubtada and khabar. So whenever there is and there's the, so the man is always a noun. So ar-rajulu is a noun, and always a noun in Arabic language. I'll do this in more detailed, but always a noun can start a sentence or a verb can start a sentence. And the sign of a verb, it will have the in the beginning. Like, for example, alhamdu. Alhamdu in Surah Al-Hamd, it comes in the beginning of the sentence. Alhamdu. Okay, this is enough. I will explain this later. Then the other point is this one here. Number 8, I'm going to skip because you will not understand it at the moment. Number 9, you should understand. Sister Mulkud, Bismillah.
So number 9 is, it is munada.
Ji, munada. Munada means there will be always ya before it. So whenever ya comes, ya Aliyo, ya Muhammadu, ya Fatimatu. So whenever ya comes, the word after it, it always will be a noun, not a verb. Okay. These are the ones which I'm going to cover today. The other ones itself, because it's an introduction class, you will not understand them. So I have to keep it basic itself. Any questions so far?
No, I'm good here.
You good? Okay.
First one, can you tell me? First one.
What do you mean?
Number 1.
Yeah, the first one is ar-rajulu, alif lam. The. So whenever the comes with a word, you know that it is an alamatul ism.
Alamatul ism. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Now I'm going to do the verbs ones are really easy. So I'll quickly do this, and then I will give you as homework. Just do the if you can kindly go through the ayat of the Quran and just highlight where you find these particles itself. So whenever you see qad in the Quran, whenever qad comes, it is a sign of a verb, qad. So whenever you see qad, it also represents qad kharaja, he has gone out. So qad, whenever it comes, it is a sign of a verb. So this is alamatul ism. And sofa, seen. If seen comes in the Quran, in the beginning of a sentence, you'll know that sayaqulu sufaha'u. So when this scene comes, it is a sign of a verb. And sofa, these different words, seen and sofa, one is near future, one is late future, further away from the future, sofa itself. Sofa, when this comes with a present tense verb. And then we have lam. So whenever lam comes as well, it is a sign that it is a verb. And also lan, lam, and lan. So whenever lam and lan comes, you will understand that the word itself is it's a verb, not a noun. And finally, I said before, I'm not going to do imperatives and nahi because this is you not understand yet. This one, it has a tie sakin at the end of the verb. Now, tie sakin. What did we say before about the sign of a noun? What did we say before? Anyone? Exactly. Exactly. We said tie marbuta. Now, tie marbuta is a sign of a noun, but a flat ta is a sign of a verb. So whenever you see a flat ta in the Quran, you will understand that akalat. Akalat, as it says here, she ate. So whenever this ta comes, it is a sign of a verb, not a noun itself. So the only thing I kindly request everyone, this is an introduction. I don't want to go into too much detail. This is introduction. Inshallah, next week I will talk about. I'll continue this session, but I'll follow the book, talking about the alif lam, and then also talking about nouns, the different types of nouns, and the broken plurals, the safe, the singular masculine, and plural masculine, and plural feminine as well, inshallah, next week. So just kind request, if everyone can just go through the ayat of the Quran. I'll send this across in the group. Go through the ayat of the Quran and try to find some of these symbols or signs so that you can understand and retain this information so that when we come and start translating verses, you are able to understand it quickly, inshallah. Is that okay? I'm not going to prolong the class any longer as well.
Yes.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Any questions from anyone?
Hello, assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sorry, what you said, what we have to look for in Quran again?
Look, if you could look for ayat where qad is coming, seen is coming, sofa is coming, lam is coming, lan is coming. And then also try to look at words jahan alif lam hai, ya tanween hai, ta marbuta hai, rajul alif noon hai aakhir mein, or something which is plural as well, jama.
Ta marbuta and what?
Ta marbuta and rajulan, alif and noon with a kasra.
Alif and Noon. Okay, Rajulan. Okay.
Okay, I'll send this across. So see what you can find with that. Any other questions?
This page is not in that Arabic through Quran.
No,
book.
that's what I'm saying. That book
Okay.
is it's a very limited in its information. So that's the reason why, to be more productive, I've tried
Okay.
to use something other. I'll send this in the group so that you can use this material to have a more extensive lesson coverage itself. Any other question from anyone?
Are you asking for tanween with the pesh or just all
Any
tanween?
tanween, any tanween. When it says tanween, could be a do zabar,
Any tanween.
do zer,
Okay.
or do pesh.
Okay.
Fatha tanween, dhamma tanween, or kasra tanween, any of them.
Okay.
Any other questions from anyone? No? Okay, that's fine. So inshallah,
इसको
I will,
थोड़ा सा आप मुझे उर्दू में बता सकते हैं कि ये क्या क्या आपने बताया है देखने के लिए?
मैं आपको उर्दू में भेज दूंगा. मुझे मैसेज कर देना. मैं आपको ये उर्दू में भेज दूंगा, ठीक है?
ठीक है, थैंक
अल्लाहुम्मा
यू.
सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आलि मुहम्मद व
ये आप
अज्जिल.
सबको भेज दें प्लीज, ताकि सब एक दफा पढ़ें.
प्राइवेट किसी अक्सर ग्रुप में इंग्लिश में लोग समझते हैं अगर मैं उर्दू में भेजेगा सब भाग जाएंगे क्योंकि ये तो उर्दू का क्लास हो गई है.
ओके, तो हमें भेज दें फिर उर्दू में आप प्लीज.
ठीक है? नो प्रॉब्लम.